And welcome back to another episode of FTB Infinity Evolved on Expert on the FTOG server. So guys, it's been a little busy since last time. I do want to tell you that we have no problem with food whatsoever. Let's go run over there real quick and I'll show you what's going on. We have a drawer completely full of deluxe hamburgers, 2,048. That is enough for one drawer to carry with no upgrades. Our generator is almost full again. There is a hiccup. I have to come in here and clear it out every once in a great while, but since we have so many hamburgers, I'm really not worried about it. It just backs up here in the toast department where it'll output toast, but it can't put toast anywhere, so it fills up the transfer node. Might be a little bit of a change in setup, I don't know yet, to see if we can't fix that. I'll have to tinker with it a little bit. Haven't really done any cleaning up in this place at all. I've been pretty busy setting stuff up for today's episode. Let's see, run over here real quick. I spent half the night last night crafting stuff up for our bees and automating our bees. Added in a couple more culinary generators and also added in another laser. So we have 3 lasers now. A centrifuge, which we'll go over in a little bit, and we'll actually take this later on and take it over to our bee area. And then we also have the integration table, because in order to make gates, you have to use the integration table. Okay, basic gate. Let's see, what are we doing? The octoctic gate requires the integration table and the pulsating chipset, which the pulsating chipset, as this keeps fumbling through, is Ender Pearl and Redstone. Will give you 2 of them, and you make that in the assembly table. All these different parts for the gates. To make the gate, you make it in the assembly table, and for the red wire, you make it in the assembly table. And then you put everything together. Once you get the gate, you put the gate and the chipset in here in the integration table. Use the lasers and make your advanced gate. So we've been working on that, been doing that. I did that all last night. I should have recorded it, but you know, we got a lot of other stuff to go over. There's actually 2 things I want to get accomplished this episode, and that is to get Industrious and oh, what's the other one? I can't think what it is.
Bees?
Yeah, bees. It's the higher tier regular bees. But I want to get into the 2 top tiers, because I want to start getting royal jelly, and I also want to start breeding trees so we can get some more of this ebony wood. And it's not going to take much to breed into these trees. It's really simple. Let's see if it's going to show me. I have to look at the sapling. Alright, so here's the sapling. The myrtle ebony sapling. And the recipe for that is dark oak, which we have plenty of, and kapok. And kapok is just jungle and teak. And teak is dark oak and jungle. So we're only going to be using like 2 trees essentially to do this. So we'll get into that a little bit later. And we're going to run over to the bee area right now. Raw is working on getting some castings, because he gets tired of running upstairs to make different parts and weapons and whatnot. whenever he loses his. Still don't know what happened to your scythe. But anyway, Thor is planning on doing a little project out here. That's why the landmarks are up, so we can see what's going on. And this is my, I guess, temporary bee area, just to kind of keep it simple. We're going to dress this up a little bit this episode, where we're waiting for our bees to grow up and mutate and whatnot. I have been doing a little bit of work. These rocky bees put off 3 offspring. These guys, I was just breeding them up because they do a high drone count. So as you can see, they've been going for a day. These guys, this guy I was breeding out to be a water, because we're going to use water and meadows to start off with. That's going to be what our starters are. And so I bred up a bunch of them, but I needed some more princesses, so I bred up a couple. So let's see, we're going to go a little old school with this. We're going to use Buildcraft to do this, and a little bit of extra utilities. I've set this up several different ways before with different mods, but the core of it always goes back to Buildcraft. The apiary pipes are amazing, but unfortunately they're a little hard to make. Here we are. You need Propellus, and Propellus, as you people who've done bees before know, that's in the later stages of bees. Now I have found enough to make 4 of them, so we do have 4 apiaries pipes, and that's all that we need to make this system up. So we're going to get started on this, start building this, and let it go, so we can start getting stuff going. So let's see, we're going to have 2 there, and then I believe it's 3 spaces, and then we have another double. And I'm going to explain this as I'm going through this on what I'm doing when I'm setting this up. Take these. I'm going to have my key on me somewhere. There's my key. Alright, we'll need some chest, some piping, some plugs, transports. We're going to empty this out because we're going to need this chest as well. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is we want to keep a steady supply of drones. What we're going to do is we're going to use this for our mutation apiary, and this is going to be our rebreed apiary. Okay, so we always want to keep purebred drones in here for the water, and we always want to keep purebred drones of the meadows in here. So we're going to set this up like so. And where's my wrench? Wait, we'll wrench that in a little bit. Okay, so right now what this does is basically what I have set up over here, and this is your basic automation for these, for when you're breeding. What this does is whenever you get output, see, this is stuck because that bee's not 100% purebred, because he's getting 4 there and these don't match. There's something a little wonky with them, but it's starting to get more and more equaled out, and I kind of want to see if he'll equal out before I get him into the system. But back to here, whenever you have an output, a comb, or your queen dies and you get your drones and your princess back, what this does automatically puts the drone, or the drones and the princess, back into the system. You also collect the hives out here, the combs out here, and then if your breeding them just to get a stock of drones, then anything after this fills up, after you get a stack in here, anything extra will get deposited into the drawer. You could use cache, chests, I mean anything you want. I find that drawers work really good because you can set them and lock them, and then nothing else will go into them. So it's always, I like the drawer system a lot better. Don't have to set filters up or anything. So we're going to take a drawer and we'll set it there, put honeycombs in it, and then we'll lock it because we're going to take those with us when we go back to the base here in a minute. Okay, so basically we're feeding stuff into this apiary. This apiary keeps making drones. This one fills up with drones. So we'll take our full complement here. We'll throw our stack of drones in and our princess in there, and then she's going to start breeding again, and we'll probably get some in here to stack up with. So we get our drones in here, piped in here, and everything else. So now we need to pull it out, and we're going to use Buildcraft for that. And our octoc gate we're going to put on, and we're going to set this to missing queen or princess, and then we'll just simply set this to energy pulsar. So it'll start pulling out anything in the output slot, anything in here, it'll start pulling out to the system. So then we need to set up our apiary pipes. And then here's the difference. Since we're going to put more than one princess in here to run the system around, we have to block this off and put it in a different chest. Let's see, this chest, we're going to put 4 chests down, and then we're going to set the system. Grab all them guys. Okay, let's go ahead and stick these guys in here, get them going, and then we'll set up the same thing here where we come out here and go around. Actually, I believe this is also like so, and then we will wrench this so that this cannot feed into this system. We do not want our princesses going into here because it'll clog that system up, and that will not be good. Put those in there, and then we'll lock it.
User disconnected from your channel.
Uh-oh, we lost Raw. Anyway, so as we come out of here, what's going to happen? First off, we want red, any drones that are purebred meadows, we want to put into that chest. Why? Because then we can reuse the drones and we don't have to use them so much. And this is where the second part comes in. Take that and put it there. And then I believe if we put a plug there, yep, plug there, it disconnects. We don't want that connected at all there. We could also wrench it too, I guess. And then this one, again, we will set input and input to go into there. So that way we're not getting any kind of confusion. This stuff's not going back into this system. So, and then across from it, we're going to put, I believe it's items. Yep, items. So all of our combs and everything that we get out of this guy will go in here for storage, and we can take out and do stuff with it later. This one here, the green side, we're going to put anything. So, or no, sorry, any bees. So any bees that do not match this criteria will come through here, and then here, blue will be any bees that are common. Oop, went past it. Okay, so we're looking for any bees that have got common in them. Went past it again. That have got common in either the first slot or the second slot will go into here. That includes the princesses that have been coming through the system. They'll end up here, and then we can take those guys, and once we get a princess and a drone that are got common in them, we'll go breed them out and see if we can't keep them common. But we'll keep this going in the meantime. And then the red will be princesses with I gotta remember how this goes. We're not using force, we're using water. 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 Yeah, that should work. So any princess that's got water in it will come into here. Any bees that have got commons in them will go into there. And then the princesses will come into here, combine with the water drones, and get done here, and then we'll ship them back out through here. And the same thing on here, we'll put the octoctic gate on here, and we'll set that to missing queen or princess and energy pulsar. As you can see, it's going, and then we'll just simply take the golden pipe, put a golden pipe here, and then put the Apiarius pipe here. Yes, Raw, you can grab the jetpack and go. Yeah, and then we'll go here. How did I have that set up differently last time? I've got more golden pipes. And then we'll input here. Put a plug in there, because we don't want that one to connect. And for ease of look, we can put a plug in there, because that's not going to connect either. Now what we're going to do here is yellow needs to be opened, and that's going to be princesses that are pure water only. Okay, so any pure princesses that come out of here that are pure water go through here, and then on the black, the red side, anything will go through. So anything else, any combs or anything else are going to come through here, get sorted by the system, and then they'll get rebred. Now we can still get a common over here or from here, so that's why I set up anything, so it'll go through and get sorted again. So all we have to do now, we'll check on our water over here. It's almost gonna pop here soon.
Where is it?
Check the immersive engineering crates over by the above the crafted parts, I believe. Alright, so let's go ahead and throw
Yes.
a water in there, and that'll craft up. He'll make one. Okay, so we got our queen, and then we'll get another drone in here soon, because I believe this is, yep, 63. This will fill up to 64. And then if I stick this guy in here, he should go in here. Wait, that's a Valiant. Wrong idea. Let's throw you in there. Do I have any? Oh, there's the water. I must have switched it around last night. So this guy, if I throw in here, he's going to go in here and start breeding, which doesn't really matter. So this is going to cook down, and then we're off to the races. So we got it set, and now we're going to walk away. One thing I do want to show you real quick, a couple things, is this habitat locator. The recipe for it is really easy. It's just bronze on 4 sides of a redstone. And what that tells you when you hover over it, it tells you what biome you're currently in, what the temperature and the humidity is. Now, why is that important? Well, you have to have the environment to match your bees. So if I grab one of these Rockies and I put it in our beealyzer, it will tell you here, this is the information on your bees. It'll tell you the species it is, the lifespan, which is short, production speed is slowest, and this is a bad trait. Pollination speed is slowest. That's not necessarily a bad trait because it'll spread less flowers, but if you're working to breed trees, slowest is generally not good for you. And then flower type is rocks. There'll be cactus, there'll be end stone, there'll be vines, flowers. So you need to check to make sure what flower type you have. Fertility is 3. As you can see, I've bred these guys so that they had 3 offspring. Territory tells you how big. It's 9 by 6 by 9. And then effect is none. Now you can have positive or negative effects for these bees. If you have negative effects, you need to wear the Apiarius outfit, so you're not affected by that. And then if we come down to the second one, this is where the climate's important. They go for a normal climate, and it says both up 1, or both 1. So that means up and down 1. And then the humidity tolerance is the same, up and down 1. That means you can go for a little bit drier humidity or a little bit wetter humidity, and you'll be fine. The same thing, a little bit hotter and a little bit colder, and these bees will still be fine. And then you got the really good traits. These are the ones that I really like. Dineural is, oh, I forget what this one is. I always forget what this first one is. Nocturnal means, oh, during the day. So these bees are active during the day. Nocturnal, they're active at night. Tolerant flyer means if it's raining, these guys are still active. And cave dwelling means you can put a block over the hive and they will still work. And then these are just the possible produce. And then these tell you the possible mutations, all the different mutations you can use with a Rocky drone, and then this just tells you the species information. So, and these are fed by the honey drops, and we'll go talk about the honey drops when we get back to the base. But, yeah, the recipe for this is really not that complicated. Just a carpenter, 2 buckets of water, some tin, glass panes, redstone, and a diamond. Really not that bad. Really handy. Same thing for the treealyzer when you get into the trees. So hopefully we'll get into that by the end of this episode. Those guys are going pretty good. They'll stay in there until that gets done. So, alright, I am going to grab some combs and we'll go back at the base. I want to make a solar panel, and we'll get back over here after a bit and see if we can't get some more bees made up. So guys, I will actually, let's run back over the base right now, and then I'll come back and show you guys when we get something with a common in it, and then we will also, as we keep going through the steps, I'll keep bringing you guys back in. Hopefully I can make this into one episode, and we'll see if we can't get trees started today as well. So one more second. Alright, so how do you get honey? Well, you take your honeycomb, any kind of comb, damp comb, mundane, rocky, whatever, and to break them down, you throw them in the centrifuge. The centrifuge will run, and you'll generally get honey and wax, beeswax from the honeycombs. The damp cones, you will get damp propolis, watery propolis, and honey. The water propolis, you just put in a squeezer to get water. That's pretty much all they're good for, so not really that important, but you do get honey from them. The rocky ones, I'll just do it this way. The rocky combs, you just get, again, beeswax and a honey drop. The mundane, you get magic wax, beeswax, and honey drops. Magic wax is good for, or is useful, because it makes the magic frames, which we will get into here in a little bit. So, alright, so that's pretty much all that we've gotten so far. So guys, I'll be right back when we get some bees made up. And we're back. Hi guys. Let's see, been a little busy, as you can tell. I've had a lot of time between last recording and this one. It's not actually what I wanted. I'm getting a lot of randoms on some of my mutations. As you can see, I've got the blue drones. They make blue dye, and I think most of these are the generic ones. There's some more ancients I got earlier when I was doing this, but I've been finding a few randoms that just kind of pop up. Yeah, so we got all the way to Industrious. I'm working on Imperials at the moment. I started my Steadfasts up that I got from Thor. Those are going. I need to start doing Valiants to get them breeded up. And this is my sorting system, I guess. I had this all set up a little bit differently. I just changed this up. What I'm doing now is basically pulling all of them out with transfer nodes and dumps everything into this chest. And then from here we go into this system, and this basically just dumps all of the items in this chest, and then we'll put the bees back into their designated chests. And I've just got them set for purebred, and then whatever species they're for, and they'll go back in there, and then everything extra comes over here. Like the Majestics haven't stabilized yet. They destabilized, but I think I'm getting them stabilized again. Going back into producing just single ones. At this time, there is, I was going to use this as a segue into Botania. Unfortunately, the Begonia, the recipe is broken. We do not have, they took out the mana flowers on some of these recipes and just replaced them with the placeholder. These are actually supposed to be mana powder, and there is a manual fix that we can do until they actually update the pack, but we have not got to it yet. Everybody's been kind of busy, but hopefully we'll get that fixed soon, and we'll get going on those, because as you can see, I've got a lot of bees. These guys have been going for quite a while, especially with me doing my different mutations. I have definitely a lot of different ones that I can just throw away at the moment. And this guy over here even produces some extras. As you can see, we got a lot of drones in there to throw away. And I did set up another apiary's pipe, and this one is for purebred water drones. They just go back into here, and then that way if I need some more purebred water drones, I can just throw them back into the system for whatever reason. But this guy should keep up. He's actually full again. Yeah, he's full again. So yeah, and then I still got some more commons over here. Once I got my first set of commons, I just came over here and manually did all of them. Burned them out pretty quick with the magic frames and some of the extra beast frames. So I finished all the way up to industrious, which is right here. I do have industrious, and then I've got majestic and nobles. I'm currently trying to turn this guy into a noble queen, so I can combine her with some majestics to get the imperial ones, and then from there I'm going to start branching out in the different areas. I'm not really going to try for traits right now, simply for the fact that once we get to Gendustry, which is a lot of grind to get to it, we will be able to take a lot of these extra drones that I have and feed them to Gendustry to get the traits that I want, and I can make all the different traits I want, give them all the good traits and whatnot. But yeah, for tree breeding, wanted to look at tree breeding with you guys. Basically, the first thing you need to do with tree breeding is make the spectacles, and they're really easy. They're just 2 glass panes and a bronze ingot, and that allows you to see the pollinated leaves, and these are the gray ones. You can see I've taken a couple out over here. I've already done jungle and dark wood to get the teak, which is actually a pretty nice looking tree. I might actually use this in my underground area that I put up. So the next thing you need is a grafter, and there again, bronze ingot, a couple sticks, really easy to make, low durability. These things are really low on durability. I mean, you get like 4 or 5 grafts and then you're done. So, and then you just left click and break them, and we got the cake pox sapling. And we need, that is the one we were looking for. To mutate this with a bunch of different ones. Ebony, the dark oak. So if we set up some dark oak in here, let's see, let's take some of this down. It's kind of a funky growing tree, actually. I've got more grafter left. That gave us another teak. I've got a lot of teak saplings from this. I think I've got one more grafter. Ooh. I got 1 hit with the grafter, and then I gotta go make more. Let's see, before we take this jungle down, do we have, I don't see any more. Okay, so we'll hold on to that. And then we'll take this jungle down real quick. Now, in order to do the breeding, the best possible thing to do is find a bee that's got a high pollinating trait. So where it says pollination speed, this is the slowest. So the steadfast, they've got the slowest trait right now. And that's not going to stack with this other guy. Now they should stack again. Yep, there we go. The industrious, on the other hand, we'll take this guy real quick. He's got fast, and it's not the fastest. I believe fastest is the best one you can get, but these guys are very good at pollinating. So, and then the other thing you want to do is once you get that trait or find a bee with a good pollination speed, you want to put your trees within their work area. So, oh, I didn't grab them. So this is a 9 by 6 by 9. So this is a 9 by 9 area, 6 blocks tall. So we're in well within that 9 by 9 and well within the 6 blocks. So let's plant some dark oak. I don't know if dark oak from forestry has to be planted in a 4x4, but we'll try and see what we come up with. And then I got some bone meal here. Forestry acts a little funny sometimes, so I don't think anybody's going to sleep for us. I see these guys aren't growing. Let's put up this K-Pock and see what she looks like, and then we'll get this industrious going. And it was also nighttime when I was trying to grow these too, so get off of that. Alright, do we have any dirt? Make that platform a little bit bigger over there. And then see if we can't get those guys growing. I think I have some more bone meal here somewhere. Or I don't. Okay. Let's run. No, I want you to fly. Run over here real quick and grab some more. Just want a stack of those. So if you guys aren't watching Thor's stream, he's been working on this railroad for the last couple streams. Make a stop at everybody's base. Right now it's going to be set to stop here and also over at his other beat area, and then working the way into doing other places as well. Where am I getting shot at? Okay, so these guys are not going to grow for me. I just went to a stack. See, it says Minecraft on it. Let's grow this guy up though. There we go, there's the cape. Wow. Wow. That's a tall tree. That's an interesting looking tree. There's that guy at. I'm gonna go see if we have some more dark oak. Let's go this way. Saplings at the place. Because if we've got some more Minecraft ones, that would be awesome. Great wood spruce, dark oak, got 2. Forestry, Minecraft. Seems to be a little bit of a glitch with those guys. We need one more. Let's check Town Hall. Let's see, dark oak saplings. Oops, I didn't want to take all of them. Alright, there we go. Let's go plant these and get these to grow. And then hopefully, here before too long, we will have our ebony. That is just a weird looking tree. It does come with its own vines by the looks of it. Oh, we have one planted. Alright. Excuse me, guys. There we go. There's our dark oak. Alright. So let's see if we can get these guys pollinated. And I'll be right back. Alright, guys. We are back. As you can see, we got to the K-Pock. We got them growing. We were breeding them with dark oak, and we got our ebony wood. Now, I have been playing these a little bit, or planting these a little bit. I've already got a couple stacks of wood. Bone mill these up. There we go. That's actually, yeah, that's a good tree. Now, I have noticed that these do grow extra leaves on them. So if you come over here and hit this top one, a bunch of leaves will disappear. But the sapling return seems really good. Like I said, I need to make another axe too, but I've been doing this. I started out with, I think 10 saplings. And it took me a little bit of looking to figure out how to actually grow these, because they weren't doing a 2x2 or just a single, so you have to plant them a 3x3. Decent tree, and you get a lot of wood out of them. So we can now start our storage system. We got to do a little bit. I think next episode we'll do a little bit of tech upgrades and do yeah, we'll work on some more machines, get the machine room fully going, and we'll also work on armor next episode. But yeah, there's one more thing I want to make before we take off. Do I have stone on me? I've got 2 stone. Alright, let's run back to the base. We gotta go back that way anyways. We are gonna make a couple of flowers, and I'm gonna get rid of some of the trash that I have laying around, because I have been busy. Bees have been running for a couple days now, actually. Yeah, that's how much work I put into some of these episodes, is a few days. Let's grab this guy here. We want to look up begonia. Oh, it's not showing in here. So if we look here at the begonia, okay, so 3 mana powder, 3 yellow petals, and a white petal. Okay, I don't know if I have any petals down here. Well, might have to go to the farm real quick. Let's see. What was it? It was 3, and I want to make 4 of these. 1, 2, 3. So I need 12 of those. What did I come in here for to begin with? Oh, stone. I think you guys have an idea of where I'm going with this. Fly over here real quick. Let's see. We don't have yellow in here? That's can't be. I gotta finish this sometime too. I'll probably do that tonight after I finish recording this episode. Need to get the golems going. And that was 3 to 1. Okay. So that's 4. That's good. That gives us what we want. And that gives us what we want. Alright. Oh, there is some living wood in there. Yeah. So I need... Ooh. Alright guys, let me get this stuff made up. We're just simply... And I didn't bring any seeds with me. Is there any seeds in here? There is. There is enough to make 4. Alright guys, I am going to quickly make these. Oh, mana powder. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's got the catalyst underneath it. So mana powder is you take any, or mana dust, you just take any dust and throw it in a mana pool. Simple as that. And that's what's been broken about the recipe lately. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. I like this new GUI that, or this heads up HUD that this Botania's come out with. 1, 2, 3, 1, and a begonia. Alright guys, I'm going to make up the rest of these. I'm going to get a mana spreader and make some other stuff. Probably get another distributor and some mana pools made up, and I'll be right back to finish this episode. Alright guys, we are back. Now I'm hoping that these do not handle the passive flower rule. But oh, what are them nasty flowers? I have plans for these. Nope, not telling you what it is yet, but I have plans for these. Alright, so we're going to put our mana spreader on top of that begonia. Do I have... There's my wand. And then I am actually going to go here. So let's grab that off of there. Put it on top of this one. Bind all of these. Now wait. Okay, there we go. Alright, so now I can take and set up a system to simply drop these bees. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I want to keep him. And then we'll eat the bees, and I will get mana. How fast is that filling up? That's not doing too bad. That's actually pretty good. We'll see. I'll keep an eye on these guys to see if they actually despawn. I don't think they will, because you have to feed them something. So yeah, they don't seem to give you much mana, but I'm telling you guys, come over here and look at this chest. That's how many bees I have after running for 24 hours. And as I make more bees, I will only get more of these. So I am working on more bees to make. I think these guys have all stabilized out. Yep, I'm going for Imperial in here. Oh, I want to make frames real quick before I go. Make these necro frames. Untreated frame, magic wax from magic bees makes magic frame, essence of a shallow grave makes the necrotic frames. And all these do is they make your bees die faster. Take these guys. So I need some nobles. There's 2 right there. I don't have very many nobles over here. I might have to hold on to some out of here. But anyways, guys, that is going to be an episode. Get you pulled out here. See my nice little spectacles? You like that? I might actually leave those on. I like that look. Anyways, guys, if you liked the episode, hit that big thumbs up button. Show me some love. Show me support. New to the series, new to the channel, hit that big red subscribe button so you can see some more. And as always, guys, any comments or questions, please leave them in the down below. Until then, guys, I'll see you next time.